Late summer at London Coney, and spirits high in the Arsenal training camp as the Gunners reassemble for the new season. One new face, another member of Arsenal's growing Scandinavian contingent, Jon Jensen, hero of Denmark's European Championship victory. One familiar face is missing though. David Rocastle, after nearly 10 years at Highbury, moved on to Leeds during pre-season. The transfer picture is completed with the sale of striker Andrew Cole to Bristol City. The season's first opponents, Norwich City, and the Gunners, like the pre-match entertainment, got off to a flying start, but came to earth with a bump.
Winterburn to take this free kick. Well, Norwich were well aware of the aerial threat of Tony Adams and Adam Smith there, but they forgot all about this man. Watch out, Lee Dixon here. If only Arsenal could reproduce the sort of form they displayed in the opening 45 minutes. Goss. Fox, that's an enterprising run and an enterprising finish. Smith almost won that one for Arsenal. Adams. Robbins now.
Off goes Campbell. Trying to get the wrong side of Tanner from Liverpool's point of view. Parlour. And Parlour will get to it again. And here's Limpar. Lines it up. Finds the net. Arsenal are in front. We're in the 8th minute of the second half. Very impressive. Ian Wright is away. There's no flag. Wright even stopped to have a look in theirs with 11 minutes to go.
Here's Winterburn. Oh, great finish by Nigel Winterburn. 25 minutes in, Arsenal have the lead, and their fullback has given it to them. Marshall got to that one first, but hasn't got there a second time. Campbell now. Easy heading for Wright. And Arsenal's two strikers combine ever so well there. This is Merson then for Arsenal. Winterburn. Wilson almost won it back for Sheffield Wednesday. Hillier now. Dixon again opts to go wide. Waiting there is Wright. Oh, Merson missed it. Parlour! 8 minutes in, Arsenal have the lead. Wright, the author of the goal, and Ray Parlour with that splendid finish. Plenty of Arsenal players forward here. Campbell calling for the ball. Shetcliffe back, but couldn't get there. And how about that for a finish by Paul Merson? Mark Williams knocks it in. Hurst. Yes, it's crept in. Hurst might have injured himself in scoring it, but Sheffield Wednesday are back into the game.
So, 5 games in, and Arsenal have recovered from those first week setbacks. Next up, 2 tricky London derbies.
Parlour. Wilson made a sturdy challenge and was rather fortunate to win his side the throw. Clive Wilson opts to go back, but Wright's there! Wrong side of the uprights. Wrong idea by Clive Wilson. And a long ball hoofed forward. Deschenu just about got there. Here's Parlour. McAllister tracking him back all the while. Jensen, oh, took a deflection towards Campbell. It still might go in. Yes, it has. Ian Wright does it again for Arsenal. Deschenu. Seaman uncertain, and Sanchez with an easy prod in to make it 1-1. Well, that's quite a ball. Surely Fashanu is offside. The linesman's flag has stayed down, and the Wimbledon supporters are celebrating. Parler now. What a rugged fight back it's been by Arsenal. Winterburn's cross. Oh, the goalkeeper's missed it. It's there! Ian Wright! Really has been an incident-filled game. Here's Fashanu. Earl! Oh, he scored! 4 minutes from time. That'll be the winner.
Nicely played by Merson. Campbell's got in behind Brightwell here. Wright coming in, curl on the line, but it's a goal. And Arsenal have scored here. And more than that, they've scored at the mural end. Guided down well by Smith. Campbell getting the better of Hall. Merson looks to place it and curl it! It's perfection! Well, every now and then, Paul Merson really defies footballing logic with the way he finishes what is rarely an opportunity. It takes something special to get to the ball here, to look up to see where Hitchcock was and drop it over him. Hurt, but this is Campbell, and appeals for an Arsenal penalty here, and they've been answered in the affirmative. Kevin Campbell caught by Gareth Hall inside the area. It's Dixon to make it 2-0, but Hitchcock gets in the way of it. It was hit hard enough, but too straight, and the goalkeeper in fact dived even further than he needed to go. Townsend, Harford again. Three in the centre for Chelsea. One of whom is Dennis Wise! And the team from southwest London have a goal to celebrate here at Highbury. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1. Jensen. Limpar in the picture straight away. Easily past Spackman. And Wright! What an impact from the substitute! And Ian Wright takes the bow!
A quarter of the season gone, and Arsenal nicely poised behind the early leaders in 7th spot. In the Coca-Cola Cup, the Gunners seemed set to go out against Millwall. In the first leg at Highbury, the First Division side took the lead. And despite Kevin Campbell's equaliser, a shock seemed on the cards for the second leg. But Campbell took matters into his own hands again, scoring a brilliant solo goal at the Den. But Lee Dixon wasted Campbell's good work, putting through his own goal, forcing the Gunners into extra time and ultimately into the dreaded shootout.
If Cooper fails here, Arsenal are through. Oh, and Seaman completes his hat-trick! Great goalkeeping from David Seaman.
Next in the Premier League, surprise strugglers Nottingham Forest.
7 minutes to go to half-time. Merson again. Oh, Smith! Alan Smith gets his first goal of the season. Against a club which had expressed a strong interest in signing him when he was out of the side in the early weeks. Merson to take the corner. Back to Merson from Jensen. Arsenal repositioning in the centre, and Wright's got free! Well, he relishes playing against Everton. Touch back to Hillier from Merson. Smith. Merson. Limpar, clever change of direction. Can he go on and finish it with the greatest economy? Arsenal have had so much success against Crystal Palace since Palace got to this level of the game, and there may be more in the making here from Merson. It's taken only 5 minutes to find a way through. McGoldrick's free kick. Adams not really far away. McGoldrick! 1-1. Adams. Dixon again, reflecting the urgency now that Arsenal must feel in a game that they thought they had won. Wright, Campbell, Wright, they might have it won now! Ian Wright comes back to Selhurst Park with something really to celebrate. Not just a goal, but one at a critical stage here to put Arsenal back in front. Campbell put it into his path, and Wright put it into the back of the net. Hillier. Adams. And Wright. And Dixon, all members of the England squad. That's a deep cross from Dixon, and Alan Smith gets a goal which will mean such a great deal to him. Hillier, Arsenal very much in control. Here's Wright, and that's number 2. No more than Arsenal will feel they deserve. They've had an excellent opening half hour. And Ian Wright getting the better of Kenny Sansom. Arsenal fans will have enjoyed that. Krizovic gets to it, back from Wright, deep one, Campbell, no goalkeeper, and those on the line could do nothing. 3-0.
Alan Smith's first half goal there was his 100th for Arsenal, and he joins an elite band of just 13 Highbury legends, amongst them great names like Bastin, Drake and Radford.
As you say, there's not too many that have got that 100, and there's a lot of great names in that list. So it's an honour to be at the end of that list, and hopefully I'll be able to get a few more during my career at Arsenal.
Smudge's goal had an added significance. That win, their 6th on the trot, put Arsenal on top of the league for the first time since May '91, and the Gunners were now everybody's choice for the title. But over the next few weeks, those opinions changed rapidly, starting at Leeds, where a first-half injury to keeper David Seaman proved the turning point of the game.
And the goalkeeper would have been powerless then. Adams cut it out, Seaman was wincing and flinching, and he's got to go off. Tony Adams is saying that the goalkeeper is in too much pain, but can they get the substitution done before the corner is taken? No. White, Fairclough, and a goal for Leeds. So Arsenal, in those extra few seconds, leaving David Seaman on the pitch, have lost a goal And it's Leeds United 1, Arsenal 0. Rocastle. Wallace with the cross. Chapman! Great header, great goal for Leeds. Bold. There's the way forward here. Jensen has the ball. Leeds trying to play the offside. Jensen wasn't given time. Dispossessed by his opposite number. And Strachan for Gary McAllister. It is 3-0. McAllister gets the glory of the goal, but Strachan set it all up sublimely. Much said about Arsenal's demise at Elland Road a week ago, but we should remember that before that they had 6 successive wins. Graham Taylor, behind him Peter Shreves, the former Tottenham manager. McClare allowed to turn, Giggs coming in, good chance for United, hits the post. Luck with Arsenal, back from Sharp, and Adams, and it's in. Hughes arrived right on the line. Now Benali. Dowie pulling away on the far side. Benali's found him. And Maddison going in! And he's placed the header perfectly for Southampton. That's a lovely ball from Letizia for Maddison. And Dowie! Maddison chasing Limpar and holding him up for a moment. Penalty! Terry Hurlock on Ray Parlour, just inside the area. Ian Wright, who had such a wonderful time in this fixture last season, his league debut for Arsenal. Oh, and that sums up the way things have gone today. Not well at all for Wright. Or Torsvet took a chance there against the combined might of Campbell and Wright, but it set Spurs going forward with Paul Allen, Dury on his right. Samway's trying to stay onside through the centre. Oh, it's come off Lederson. Allen, who really started it, has finished it for Tottenham. 20 minutes gone. And look who's here. It's Adams. Beautifully played. And the captain, who hates losing in any game, but especially in this one. That was beautiful work. And Wright, who can't bail Arsenal out this time.
A rare miss from Wright there, and there was worse to come. An off-the-ball incident dominated the next day's headlines, resulting in an FA inquiry, a 3-match ban for Ian, and a bitter lesson in media relations.
That's part and parcel of being a star in sport, not only in football. It's a great thing of the British. One of the British characteristics is to build somebody up to knock them down again, and it's something that we'll handle, and we'll have to handle it because that's just the way it goes here in Britain.
Old press people and that, they know that I'll always give them a couple of minutes of my time and talk, and sometimes maybe I talk too frankly to them as I should do. You know, it's something that the boss is always telling me about, but they know what I mean. You know, I've never said anything derogatory about anybody. But, you know, they just blow it up and twist it round and make it into a big story. You know, and sometimes, you know, you just think you don't want to speak to them, but you know, you do want to speak to them. You just don't know what to do sometimes, you know.
So the Gunners went into the new year in 9th spot on their worst run of the season. Hardly the ideal time to face potential giant killers in the FA Cup.
Arsenal really expecting a spark from Anders Limpar. They brought him back for matches against Leeds and Manchester United in the Premier League, and he didn't in truth deliver in either of those, lost his place again. Bold with a good flick, and Ian Wright scores in the 25th minute. Trying to stimulate something with his clearance. Oh, he's in trouble, and it's Wright who's looked to chip Coles, and he's done it brilliantly. And in stoppage time, Arsenal's grip now much more solid, and Ian Wright, who has a real track record, of course, in the FA Cup in his time with Crystal Palace, those 2 goals in the final, of course, against Manchester United, and 2 goals here, the second one a classic. Wallace, and Wright has his hat-trick. Wallace trying to make amends for his mistake. And he's done it very well for Spencer. He's round the goalkeeper, but the ball hasn't ended up in the net, and it's a penalty. 10 minutes to go. Batty for Yeovil. Oh, that's perfectly executed. 3-1.
So, a tricky away tie negotiated successfully. In the Coca-Cola Cup, things hadn't been that easy. After that second round scare against Millwall, Derby County provided another stern test. At the baseball ground, Paul Simpson's first half penalty threatened to put the Gunners out. But Anders Limpar and Kevin Campbell had other ideas. In the replay, carbon copy goals. First, Ian Wright profited from David Seaman's huge clearance. And 7 minutes later, Kevin Campbell was on hand to take full advantage of another big punt. Derby did pull one back again from the penalty spot, but it wasn't enough to save them. The Gunners through. Next up, a fog-bound Scarborough, and after a goalless first half, the mists cleared, and Arsenal turned up the heat.
Arsenal in a hurry to take the free kick, too much of a hurry. Winterburn helping get the ball back, and with thoughts of attacking now. Very positive thoughts indeed from Nigel Winterburn. That really is a splendid goal, typical of his tenacity. And Arsenal, in this very awkward tie, lead. Nigel Winterburn.
Less than a week later, the Gunners faced Nottingham Forest in the quarter-final.
Jensen helped by Campbell, who comes up with a splendid ball for Ian Wright. Is this the moment for Arsenal? It is! Wright scores, but great credit to Campbell, who joined in a midfield battle to get the ball back for Arsenal. Nelson, all Arsenal. Dixon on the gallop. Ian Woan just getting there, but in his anxiety to keep the ball in play has given it straight to Jensen. Smith for Campbell, for Wright, deflected, goal! 12 minutes left, a spiralling celebration from the scorer.
Back to the league action now, and the Gunners' first opponents of '93, Sheffield United.
Down by Smith. Arsenal continue to have much more of the ball. With half-time approaching. Still 0-0. Limpar. Who's he going to line up here? It's David Hillier. Fine try! Exceptional goal. Only his second for Arsenal. It's a massive kick by Kelly, and it's given a goal to Adrian Littlejohn.
In the FA Cup, memories of that marathon fixture in 1991. It took the Gunners 4 attempts to dispose of Leeds United then. 2 years later, the reigning league champions proved just as tough.
Campbell. Smith was facing the goal, but Campbell turned with the ball, and produced a shot of considerable venom. Here's speed. He scored! Running up above Chapman. Dorigo, flick for McAllister. Might manufacture something now for Chapman. Can he bundle it in? Lee Chapman has done it at the expense of Arsenal again. Winterburn. Here's Parler, who's picked a route through, and Arsenal have won back. A driving run and a very well taken goal from Ray Parler. Parler, who's already produced one probing run for a goal. Merson. Great goal! 2-2. Paul Merson pulls the rabbit out of the hat for Arsenal.
The rigours of that amazing cup tie showed 6 days later at home to Liverpool.
All anxiety when the ball is to McManaman's feet for Rush again. He's got the better of Seaman this time. Down he goes. Andy Linnigan. Penalty for Liverpool. John Barnes for Liverpool. This for the lead. They have it. They're one up now. But here's Campbell. And has he given another one? He has. Mark Wright. The penalty entrusted to the man in form, Paul Merson. And James has saved it. And Mark Wright is first to say thank you very much indeed.
The Gunners slipping down the league, just one win in their last 10 fixtures now, and despite their cup success, George Graham decided the time was right to strengthen the squad. Returning to Highbury, Martin Keown, who made over 20 appearances for Arsenal in the mid-80s. Following spells at Aston Villa and Everton and 9 England caps, the Wanderer returned.
I'm looking really forward to getting the kit back on again and get out there and do my best for the club.
The cup-tied Keown had to wait for his debut as the Gunners went into the toughest 10 days of their season, starting with that daunting FA Cup replay at Leeds.
Right, we've seen so little of him. And Smith! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! From a player who must have been wondering where the next goal would come from. McAllister. Shot! 1-1. Popping up in the middle of the pack. Carl Shutt for Leeds United. Free kick to Leeds.
Well, there's a couple little fanciness. Dorigo and McAllister.
It's McAllister. It was a blur until it bowls the net. Gamble. Right. Oh, it's crept in, and Arsenal are level again. And these two teams, who are so often inseparable when they get out there on the pitch, are level again. Merson. Oh, it's right. This could be the cup tie. It's in. Ian Wright. His second goal of the game. Great delight down on the Arsenal bench. They were 2-1 down when he took a hand. They're 3-2 up now. Rocastle. And Arsenal have an extraordinary victory. And Ian Wright is back in business in the best way possible. They were 2-1 down when he scored his first goal to take the game into extra time, in which Wright has settled it in the second half.
No rest now. 4 days later and a Coca-Cola Cup date at Selhurst Park.
Cut out by Hillier first of all, and it's Hillier's pass. It runs on here, past Smith for Campbell. Crystal Palace backpedaling. Campbell takes the ball. And Nigel Martin keeps him out. Right. And across goes his marker, Eddie McGoldrick, and brings him down. It's a penalty for Arsenal. Wright scores. McGoldrick. For Wright to chase now. Smith has followed up. And Arsenal have two, and have seized such a grip so early in the first leg of the semi-final that they'll already be thinking of Wembley. Ian Wright, one-on-one here. You'd have backed him. Nigel Martin did very well indeed and was really unlucky. It ran straight to Smith, but his aim was so true. Bowery. Deflect from Osborne. Here's the substitute once. And a penalty's been given against Tony Adams, who's absolutely livid, feeling that he got to the ball, and I must say that was my first impression as well. There's a bit of a jump in there, and maybe that's what the referee didn't like. Palace have had so many problems with their penalties this season, but Osborne tucks it past Seaman, and it's 2-1. Arsenal's free kick. In comes Campbell, and Smith just got a touch as the ball dropped from Kevin Campbell's challenge. Alan Smith's second, his scoring slump of recent weeks well behind him now, and it's 3-1.
Could the Gunners maintain that momentum in the FA Cup? Opponents in the last 16, Nottingham Forest.
Chettle. Selly, that's a fine header over the top of Tyler for Wright! And a game that's been stalemate so far is broken open by an exceptional goal from Arsenal's main man in the FA Cup. Ian Wright gives them first blood here. Ian Selly set it up with the header, but there was a lot to do, and Wright did it superbly. Here's Wright against Tyler, and Pearce, and still Wright, and still Wright! Oh. It gets better and better for Ian Wright and for Arsenal, and Crossley complains about the lack of cover. Forest players all around the pitch hanging their heads, not just at conceding the goal, but at the timing of it in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Stewart. Spencer just into the action, and Stewart's kept running, and he's onside, and a goal for Chelsea. Paul Davis in his first game of the season. A lot of Arsenal supporters delighted to see him back. It's Linnigan! Gunn stopping Linnigan scoring against his old club. Spread well by Phillips, and a very good first touch by Darryl Such, and he slipped Dixon. Possibilities for Norwich here, and for Raw Fox, they have the lead. Parlour. Jensen, that's a lovely ball in to Davis. A penalty. Ian Wright against Brian Gunn, and Gunn wins out. Cut out by Davis. Chance for Campbell to cross, and Wright's unmarked, and this time fires in the equaliser.
So, Arsenal still unable to produce their cup form in the league. Pre-season favourites for the title, the Gunners were well out of the race by March. But once again, the knockout competition seemed to inspire them, starting at Portman Road in the FA Cup quarter-final.
And away by Andy Linnigan. Great interest on which of the two brothers will come out on top at the end of this cup tie. So it's a corner to Ipswich. Just over 15 minutes gone. Genchev to take it. A lot of bodies in the Arsenal goal area, and Seaman struggling to get there. The goalkeeper out of position. An almighty scramble here, and into the roof of the net finally by Chris Kiwomya. Tussle there between David Linnigan and Smith, and it goes Arsenal's way. Adams! Oh! Stitches and all! Tony Adams equalises his first goal of the season. And how typical of his courage, really. Plenty of movement from Arsenal at Merson's free kick. And Adams got away round the back, and it's 1-1. Winterburn. And that's Jimmy Carter nipping in and hoisting it high. Where's Baker now? He got a fist to it, somehow. Winterburn again. Merson. Sustained pressure from Arsenal, and down goes Wright. Put down by John Walk, and a clear-cut penalty. Well, Ipswich just couldn't get the ball away, and finally desperate measures by Walk, and Wright with a chance to put Arsenal in front now, and he's done that, although Baker went the right way. The shot was low and hard and true, and it's Ipswich 1, Arsenal 2. Launched forward by Dixon, Smith challenging for everything and winning that, and Wright with Whelan matching him stride for stride, and it's Phil Whelan who stuck out a toe and put the ball into the net. Wright delighted, but it's not his goal. But that matters not to Arsenal, because they can see progress here in the FA Cup in this crucial incident, and it was Phil Whelan's left foot that put it beyond his own goalkeeper Clive Baker. Stockwell. And just smuggled in off the post by Genchev. And Ipswich feel they're back in it. 14 minutes to go. That's Campbell. Davis, a bit of hesitation from Ipswich, and Kevin Campbell, and the substitute scores, and Arsenal are surely through now. A minute plus stoppage time left on the clock, and Paul Davis made it possible, really, and Kevin Campbell kept his cool. Ipswich 2, Arsenal 4.
4 days later, and a job to finish against Palace.
Young's header. That's Davis. Little break here for Wright. Well, powerful stuff from Arsenal, setting an early tempo here. And Crystal Palace dread coming to Highbury really at any time, especially in these circumstances. Merson's corner. Oh, Linnigan! From right under the bar. Well, Andy Linnigan is really silencing his detractors at Highbury, and there have been some of those, it has to be said. But this towering figure with a towering header. It's long from Dixon. Oh, and they all missed it until Wright strikes against Crystal Palace again. We might have thought for a fraction of a second that they would be let off as Arsenal bodies came careering in here at Dixon's long throw. But Wright was missing nothing.
Teams occupying first and second place in the Championship, head-to-head, the last match of the season for the League Championship.
I think this one has a special meaning for Arsenal. I know they were legends.
So a night of chilling simplicity about it really. Arsenal must win by 2 goals to take the title.
Yeah, I watched it on telly a couple of times. My dad's a Liverpool fan, so he was gutted.
It was just an amazing night, and I can certainly remember my goal, you know, like it was yesterday, glancing it in.
And Smith! And Arsenal have scored!
Everybody remembers where they were that day, and everybody remembers that game. It's the finish that I don't think will ever happen again in football.
It's a game of chess, first move, show your hand, and it's down to me. I just knew I'll score.
Thomas! It's up for grabs now! Thomas! Right at the end!
It's always a great feeling when you score, when you make the winner or something, so imagine when it means you will win the league. Everyone loves them, so we all hope here we can do the same with this team.
Where do they get their energy from?
EDF Energy, supplying energy to millions of homes and businesses.
From
EDF Energy, supplying energy to millions of homes and businesses.
Arsenal through to Wembley, and finally the league started to see flashes of their best form.
And look, that's typically dogged play by Tony Adams, and wanting to get the ball forward quickly to Campbell. Bab stepping in for Coventry. Now Davis. For Campbell. And Arsenal have taken the lead. Paul Davis with that deftness from midfield in his passing that perhaps Arsenal have been missing in his absence. And Bab just couldn't get close enough to stop Campbell shooting and scoring. Well, Arsenal coming here to get back to Premier League action, and perhaps you could forgive them if their minds elsewhere on the continuing runs in both cups, but they're looking like a side really meaning business. Atherton, what's Grizovic doing? And Arsenal have been presented with another one. Ian Wright. Chaotic defending by Coventry. Again. Here's Adams for Southampton. Cockrell, that's a lovely knockdown for Dowie, and how about that for the finish? Fabulous. Southampton coming out, the flag has stayed down, it's Linnigan. What a mess defensively, well taken goal. Lipa, where Campbell likes it, ahead of him. Carter on the scene, and Merson's there. It's a bit of a muddle, but it counts for Arsenal and Paul Merson. Campbell trying to make it awkward for him. Very awkward. Southampton struggling here. Kevin Campbell. And it's Carter! His first goal for Arsenal. Letitia hit it well. In comes Adams, deflected but in. 3-2. Kenner pulling wide for Hall's pass. It's a fine fight back here by Southampton. And Letitia, and maybe more to come. There is more to come. They're level. Merson. Arsenal have got to go and try and win it again. And Merson with that very much in mind. Free kick. Quickly taken to Carter. It's caught Southampton out here, and Carter's got another one. This former Arsenal fan who's played for just about every other London club and has had a pretty lean time in the red and white since he came here, but this is a special afternoon for him. Morrow. Right, on the wriggle here, and he's through in right. It was a special try. Campbell going on, and Manchester United slow to come out. The shot in the end was deflected, but Arsenal looking very together. Merson, well, that's brilliantly done, and so unlucky. Well, Paul Merson is not, as they say, a great goal scorer, but he is a scorer of great goals, and very unlucky not to add to that particular tally.
The Gunners still stuck in mid-table, but their next appointment was the FA Cup semi-final, and thanks to World Cup fixtures, there was a rare week off to anticipate the biggest game of the season so far.
Sheringham. Oh, and Adams in a tangle, and it's Vinnie Samways for Tottenham. And David Seaman did his job here on a ground that has unhappy memories for him when it comes to FA Cup semi-finals. Parlour probing on, brought down, very close to the spot where Philip Don, the referee, had to make that decision in the first half involving Darren Anderton. Merson takes. Adams! Well, he scored in the quarter-final, and maybe now he's settled the semi-final. We're just inside the last 10 minutes. And Adams got in, Linnigan was there as well, and Tottenham had no answer. Here's Parlour. Oh, and Dixon has brought Edinburgh down. Lee Dixon, who was booked in the first half, and if that's another yellow card, he's off. Lee Dixon is sent off at Wembley, and because of that will miss the League Cup final in 2 weeks' time. And Arsenal have to play it out here with 10 men. Ferguson. Well, David Seaman once more taking the danger away, bringing smiles to Arsenal faces. They're so close now. Arsenal, who were hurt so much by what happened here 2 years ago, Paul Gascoigne and Gary Lineker. And so the revenge is particularly sweet. It's almost the equal of winning the cup itself. Arsenal against Sheffield Wednesday in 2 finals.
A wonderful day, but as Arsenal were fast finding out, cup success has a downside. The fixture backlog meant 3 league fixtures in 7 days, starting at Middlesbrough.
Just over half an hour gone, still 0-0. Hignett. Hendrick can change that now. Clean in for Middlesbrough and a very clean strike to round it all off. Forward by O'Leary. Campbell holding off Walk. Merson. Eddie Yowd's trying to close him down. And Merson waiting for Winterburn. Can Smith get to this one? By the underside of the bar, he can. The ball over the line. And Arsenal are in front. With 2 minutes gone. Nice interplay down the left. And Smith's header underside and in. Stockwell. Arsenal caught square. It's Kiwamya. Keown trying to get to him, but only scything him down. And Ray Lewis points straight to the spot. It's John Walk. And it is 1-1. 27 minutes gone. David Linnigan. Whitten. Gazelle. Whitten. And that leggy style of his. And he's done well. And tripped by Winterburn. A suspicion of theatre in the fall, but a penalty again. And Seaman gets the better of Walk this time. 1-1 on the scoreline, 1-1 in terms of penalties. Parlour. Bowled over by Dazelle, referee very close. Dazelle claiming he got the ball, maybe he did the second time. Well, it's Paul Merson. Goes for goal and finds it gloriously. Well, Arsenal started the game with a goal and they're finishing with another, winning 2-1. McGrath was beaten to it by Wright, and it doesn't count. Helped on by Campbell, and Ian Wright coming, as you could see, from an offside position. No goal. Saunders can't quite get there. Quick thinking by Barrett, and the back heel for Houghton. And Tony Daly, a crucial goal for Aston Villa, his first for a year.
Sunday, April 18th, and Arsenal were back doing what they know best, winning trophies.
Woods with the kick. Hit long towards Bright. Warhurst chasing it, but Adams again taking control. A real giant this season in the defence for Arsenal. Waddle with the throw. No, Nielsen's going to take it instead. Look on by Bright towards Warhurst. Hit the post. Warhurst holds his head. That was a real instinctive shot, and it almost caught Arsenal and Seaman out. Smacked against the post, knock on there by Bright. A volley by Warhurst, and Arsenal lucky to survive. Linnigan, free kick this time to Arsenal, taken quickly by Paul Davis. Finds Merson. Knocked it forward again for Wright. Got Campbell waiting in the middle. And down goes Woods. A good couple of early bites in this game, suggesting that there's going to be plenty on offer for the fans and the viewers alike this afternoon. Free kick to Wednesday. A foul on Parks. Sheridan behind this. Waddle naturally will be behind this, with members of that rifling free kick shot of his against Sheffield United just a fortnight ago, and Arsenal will be well aware of that. They'll hope that all is formed fairly well. In fact, it's Sheridan playing it now for King. Knocked through the middle now. Parks with the shot! And a goal for Wednesday! Speeding Adams in the air. Finnegan playing it forward for Davis. Good decision, referee. Davis had gone through the challenge of Sheridan. Parlour. Oh, he played well there. Went round Wilson. And a foul there by Sheridan. And a free kick to Arsenal. Young Ray Parlour, a lad from Romford. Davis chipping that one through. Merson with a shot. It's in! It's 1-1!
We couldn't have wished for a better start to a game of football. Both sides being rewarded already in the first 20 minutes for a lot of endeavour.
I think there may have been a deflection on the way here as well.
It certainly didn't catch it right, if there wasn't.
Here he goes. Yeah, deflected off another Arsenal player, actually. Right in the back of the net. 1-1 the score. It's a deep kick from Seaman. Campbell's after it. Oh, against the post and back into the grateful arms of Chris Woods. Oh, there's thrills at both ends now. And Wednesday almost caught out with some very poor defending again, and the strength of Campbell. The ball goes wide of Woods, and thank you very much. 67 minutes gone, 1-1 the score. It's gone past Anderson. What sort of cross can he put in? Is a goal for Arsenal by Morrow! Bad mistake by Sheffield Wednesday, punished to the ball by Arsenal.
Well, that's where Carlton Palmer shows he looks like a midfield player here, because all he's got to do is get this ball away. What he's trying to pull it down for there, I just don't know. And they've paid the absolute maximum penalty. And he'll watch this in horror, will Carlton Palmer. Great run from Merson, terrific cross, but it should have been cleared there. And there's Morrow in to finish it off. Very easy chance in the end.
Now Wright. A wonderful goal! No, there was a foul, and it won't count.
It's a fascinating game now, Brian, because Sheffield Wednesday have got to go at Arsenal, and that is when Arsenal are the most dangerous, with people like Wright. All right, it was offside there. Oh, it's a trip, actually, on Viv Anderson.
The final whistle. Arsenal, the winners of the 1993 Coca-Cola Cup, beating Sheffield Wednesday by 2-1, have assured themselves of a place in Europe next season. Paul Merson, scorer of the first Arsenal goal and named man of the match.
But the victory was marred by a freak accident as the Gunners celebrated.
Tony just picked me up in normal celebrations, but because he picked me up sort of around my ankles, we just lost balance completely, both of us, and I fell just over his shoulder, and unfortunately just landed awkwardly on my arm and just snapped it in two, really. The first thing that came into my head was that I wasn't able to go up and pick up a medal, so I was obviously disappointed about that. But it just seemed to take forever because I was in so much pain, getting off the pitch and getting to the hospital and everything else. I still have the memories of the goal and the winner's medal, which no one can take away from me.
That injury to goal hero Stephen Morrow cast a shadow on a great day, and there was little for the Gunners to smile about when they looked at the league run-in. After the visit of Nottingham Forest, 5 games in 10 days. Hardly ideal preparation for the FA Cup final. The only consolation being that Sheffield Wednesday, their opponents at Wembley, faced the same punishing schedule.
Two sides here have seen plenty of each other this season. And Forest won't want to see too much more of Ian Wright, who's given them a lot of grief. Oh, can Dixon get one here? He's hit the post! Rosario couldn't control it. Taken up by Ray Parlour for Arsenal. Here's Wright. Oh, he's through. He's made it for himself. And another wonderful show of skill and striking ability from Ian Wright. Forest must be amongst his most favourite opponents. And they had no answer again. He sliced them apart. This is Wone. And Roy Keane has made the run. And the Forest going to snatch a point here. They have done. Livingston backing off. Cotty going on. That's Beardsley! Warming the hands of David Seaman. Cotty shaping to go for goal himself. That was barred. Beardsley saw the route, but Seaman saw it coming. No joy for Ferdinand there. Might be here for Arsenal, and it's across the face of the goal from Campbell. Campbell. Well, Tony Roberts produced a special save there, and it's still 0-0. Hyde's cross, glanced on by Mark Bright. And Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead. Carter. And it's run for him. Jimmy Carter. Oh, and Chris Woods just clipped it with his foot. That was enough. Such tension for Crystal Palace here, and maybe more to come, because Ian Wright, of all people, is in behind them and shows no mercy. This game going on against the backdrop of news via the radios of what's happening up at Boundary Park. Wright hounding Young. Oh, and it's in! Dickoff! Paul Dickoff puts another nail in the Crystal Palace coffin. Arsenal really finishing on a high here. There have been spells in the game where Crystal Palace will feel that they could have got a goal and maybe a draw. It's not going to happen now. Campbell. Oh, and it bobbled in for 3 for Arsenal right at the end. Smith. Oh, they're running here, done by Martin Keown. And it was not a bad try at the end of it. He had a look round to see where he was, unfamiliar territory. O'Leary. Forward by Bold, and a problem for Pat Vanden Hauwe. Flats quickly at him, and crossing. And Smith with the sort of header you'd back him to get 99 times out of 100. Anderson's throw. Hill, who impressed at Liverpool on Saturday. And Sheringham! 1-0 to Tottenham. Sheringham. And Mark Flats covering back. But caught in possession, Sheringham's in the centre. And John Hendry reaches it. Spurs strike again. Vanden Hauwe's throw. Well, Arsenal keeping at it. Oh, and they've got a goal of great quality from Dickoff. And it's 2-1. Ian Selleck, the unlucky Arsenal player. Plenty of power in the header. It's looking more and more though it's going to be Tottenham's night, and Hendrick trying to make sure of that. Arsenal with their minds very much on Wembley. Arsenal 1, Tottenham Hotspur 3 now.
A crushing disappointment on the final day of Arsenal's first season in the Premier League, and their final position was little better. However, every side above the Gunners, with the possible exception of Manchester United, would have swapped their superior points tally to be in Arsenal's shoes come Saturday the 15th, and the grand finale of an amazing season.
Harks, and that's off Dixon for a corner. Well, there certainly should be no Wembley nerves today. Rarely have two teams known so much about the National Stadium. Sheridan's corner, Palmer's flick on, and Seaman had to reach it, and did, from Carlton Palmer. Palmer, whose mistake presented Arsenal with the League Cup. And it's off Nielsen for a corner. Merson wriggling away down the left-hand side. Linnigan! Well, that was a chance, and on the bench they know it. Linnigan climbing all over Bright. So it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Waddle takes it. Oh, and Seaman keeps it up. It was a terrific shot. And David Seaman grateful that in the end it came within reach. Chris Waddle, whose role has been changed here in this first half, playing much further forward for Sheffield Wednesday. And from free kicks, always a menace. Dixon caught by Bright. Linnigan's gone up. Davis takes. Linnigan's header. And Wright's header! And Arsenal are into the lead. And Ian Wright, whose goals have carried them along the road to Wembley, has scored in the final itself. And it was Mark Bright who gave away the free kick, who was beaten here by Linnigan, and from then on there was always trouble for Sheffield Wednesday, and it arrived in the shape of Ian Wright. Paul Warhurst went with Wright, but it was really the power that Linnigan got that took him out. Wright's 29th of the season. Sheffield Wednesday claim a corner. Lee Dixon is sure it should be a goal kick. A corner is the decision by Kieran Barrett. Worthington. And Bright is offside. No goal. Trevor Francis has certainly changed things for the second half, really reverting to type. And already one or two good signs for Sheffield Wednesday. Sheridan, Bright, and here's Harks, and Hurst is there! Good signs indeed! 1-1. Dixon. That's Campbell. And Wright! Well, it would have gone in, but Woods made sure it didn't. The goalkeeper who's been playing here at Wembley for 15 years now, since he first came here with Forest. And Ian Wright not beating him a second time. Wright for Smith. Oh, it just sat up a little too high for him. Did well to get the shot on target. It's been much more cautious in extra time, but Roland Nilsson with a sense of adventure for Sheffield Wednesday, and that must have swerved a lot judging by Seaman's reaction. Dixon after good pressing by Campbell, and still Dixon, and still Dixon, and still 1-1. Well, they let him go a long way and nearly paid the price. It's the final whistle at the end of extra time, and Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday, who know each other so well, have to come back again on Thursday.
So, a replay, and before that, a celebration parade. One cup won, one pending, and for the boss, a possible record in the making.
Well, I've been very fortunate. I've had two good careers. One as a player, very satisfying, and won all the major honours. And I think the only the FA Cup now eludes me from the managerial honours. So I'm very, very, very happy and very lucky. Very fortunate person.
24 hours later, and another fortunate man made his Highbury farewell. The Gunners' last engagement before that Wembley return, and David O'Leary's last game at the ground he's graced for 20 years. Premier League champions Manchester United came down especially for the match, and fittingly their defence parted to allow O'Leary one last great Highbury memory.
Once again, what I've got to do now is going to make me very, very sad, but thank you for 20 fantastic years. That's been an honour to play for you. Thank you very, very much indeed.
David O'Leary's last game for Arsenal at Highbury. But far from the end of his Gunners' career, there was one small matter yet to decide.
And suddenly Sheffield Wednesday have to retreat. And if Arsenal play it right here, they might manufacture something with Ian Wright and Smith, and Merson all the while has been loitering on the left. And it's Paul Merson past Palmer, but not past Woods. Wright jumping with Linnigan. Oh, and the elbow was up then from Mark Bright, and that's done some real damage to Andy Linnigan. Kieran Barrett has the notebook out straight away. And Bright seemed to size up his target then, and I would feel that he's lucky that that card wasn't red. Arsenal certainly feeling that Sheffield Wednesday perhaps had their best chance to win the game on Saturday. Smith, that's a delightful touch through, and it's Ian Wright bearing down on Chris Woods, and he scored! Well, he did it in the first game, and Arsenal couldn't hang on. Can they do it tonight? Great play by Smith. And Wright, his 30th goal of this wonderful season for him. And if this wins the cup, what a way to round it off. Wood started to come, realised he couldn't get there, and Wright did everything right. Launched long by Woods. Bright going for it. Hurst is there. Hark's on the right now. Bright coming in, and Waddle coming in, deflected, and a goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Just as on Saturday, they've struck back in the second half, and David Seaman left stranded by a deflection. Hurst and Linnigan, and it falls from Bright, and that was a glorious chance. Dixon, who's not stopped working in either match. Davis, Jensen, Dixon again, Jensen, Campbell, and Merson can take it on, past Woods, but not far enough past him to cross the line. Kept low by Merson, it seemed to go through the goalkeeper, but he recovered. Dixon. Campbell. It'll come for Smith! Well, Woods stopped it well. Alan Smith tried to slide it low past him. And here's Waddle. Sheridan going to the left this time. It really is a monumental struggle. And no one giving way yet. Waddle. Bright! Well, if he'd have touched it, he surely would have scored. It's Winterburn with a throw. And we're dealing in seconds now, not minutes. It's a long one, looking for Linnigan. Bright back defending. Jensen with the shot! And he hasn't scored a goal since his blast for Denmark in the final of the European Championship almost a year ago, and it's given Arsenal a corner. Merson to take it. Andy Linnigan has won the cup for Arsenal! Sheffield Wednesday absolutely stunned. Steve Morrow leading the applause. An extraordinary ending. And Linnigan, a most unlikely hero, defying not only the fatigue but that broken nose from the first half, and leaving Mark Bright to meet this Merson corner. What revenge in that! Chris Wood seemed to have it, couldn't hold it. Graham Hyde was on the line and could only help it up into the roof of the net. Well, they might as well send Chris Woods up Wednesday, but they haven't done that. The corner can't get beyond Jensen, and it's over! Arsenal have made history here! The Cup Kings of the country. A unique achievement made possible tonight by Andy Linnigan. Well, Tony Adams knows the route. He's passed this way before, very recently. Then he was distracted and distressed by his part in Steve Morrow's accident. And now he's totally exhilarated by tonight's triumph. The Duchess of Kent awaits with the world's oldest and much-loved piece of footballing silverware. 1993 is going to be remembered, the year of Sheffield Wednesday's suffering, but most of all, the year of Arsenal's unparalleled achievement. The League Cup already on show at Highbury, and now they have the most treasured of trophies. The FA Cup belongs to Arsenal.